You ever wonder why some people are always bundled up, even indoors, while others are totally fine in a t-shirt? Or why one person has endless energy and another is just constantly running on empty? Well, today we are going to dive into the ancient wisdom of Chinese medicine to help you figure out your own unique body type, or what's called your constitution. So let's get right into it. So let's start with a quick check-in. Do any of these sound a little too familiar? That feeling of being totally drained all the time? Or maybe your hands and feet are basically ice blocks? Or you feel like you catch every single bug that goes around? If you're nodding your head right now, then you are definitely in the right place, because these might not be separate things, but clues pointing to something bigger. See, in Chinese medicine, these aren't just random, isolated problems. They're seen as part of a whole pattern, your body's unique energetic blueprint. That's your constitution. And to help us decode it, we're going to look to wisdom that's been around for thousands of years, pulling straight from some of the most important classical texts. So, you ready to figure out your pattern? We've got a super simple 3-question quiz to get you started on this little journey of self-discovery. Just pay close attention to which question makes you think, oh yeah, that's me. All right, let's do this. Okay, question 1 is all about temperature. Are your hands and feet just constantly cold? You know that feeling when you get into bed and your feet feel like 2 little ice packs? Do you just hate the cold and always find yourself wanting to wrap up in a blanket? Question number 2. Let's flip it to the other extreme, heat. Do you feel like you're always reaching for a glass of water because your mouth and throat feel dry? Or do you get these waves of feeling hot and bothered? Maybe you notice your palms and the soles of your feet feel warm, especially later in the day? And for our last question, let's talk about your energy tank. Does something simple like walking up one flight of stairs leave you feeling totally winded? Do you start sweating really easily and just generally feel kind of weak or like you're running on fumes? Okay, take a second and think about your answers. Did one of those questions really stand out to you more than the others? If you had a strong yes to one in particular, then you've probably just found your main constitutional pattern. So you've got your answer, but what does it actually mean? Well, in this next part, we're going to do a deep dive into what each of these patterns really says about what's going on inside your body. If you said yes to that first question about feeling cold all the time, you're likely leaning toward a yang deficiency. The analogy here is just perfect. Think of yang as your body's internal furnace. When that furnace is turned down low, you're going to feel cold, tired, and it's a real struggle to get up in the morning. So, the goal for you? It's all about stoking that internal fire. And what's so cool is that this is not some new idea. For centuries, people have been looking to these incredible ancient texts, like the Shennong Benka Jing. You can think of it like this amazing encyclopedia of everything nature has to offer, cataloging herbs for their specific energy. And for that deep internal cold, they pointed to warming things, like cinnamon, to help get that furnace burning again. Now, if you connected more with that second question, feeling hot and dry, you're probably looking at a yin deficiency. The best analogy here is to think of yin as your body's internal cooling system, like the radiator fluid in a car. When you're running low on that coolant, the engine can start to overheat. This leads to what they call empty heat, things like hot flashes, night sweats, and just feeling thirsty all the time. This is really where the genius of these old texts just blows my mind. The doctors back then didn't just see heat and try to fight it. Nope. They understood the real issue was a lack of coolant. I mean, just look at pages like this. They spent their lives identifying and listing out hundreds of plants specifically for their ability to replenish and nourish the body's essential yin fluids. It's incredible. And finally, if that third question about feeling tired and weak really hit home, that points right to a qi deficiency. The absolute best way to think about qi is like your body's life force, or even better, your internal battery. And when that battery is on 1%, well, everything takes way more effort. You feel tired, weak, and you might even notice that your voice is a little quieter than usual. This whole idea of recharging your energy is a huge deal in so many of these ancient clinical guides. Texts like the Shanghan Zabinglun were basically the medical textbooks of their time, super practical manuals for doctors. They laid out specific formulas using powerful herbs like ginseng, as you can see right here, all designed to fight fatigue and bring back your vitality. Literally, to recharge your battery. So we've gone through the patterns and the amazing ancient wisdom behind them. But the big question is, right, what do we do with this information today? Let's switch gears from theory to practice and look at some simple, modern ways to support your constitution. Okay, based on all that ancient knowledge, Here are 3 classic herbs you can find pretty easily today. If you're dealing with low energy, that low battery of a qi or yang deficiency, ginseng is a fantastic go-to for boosting vitality. If you want to specifically fire up that internal furnace in the yang deficiency, cinnamon is an awesome warming option. And if you need to top off your cooling fluids for a yin deficiency, goji berries are a traditional favorite. And listen, this next part is so important. While this is all based on historical knowledge, this is not medical advice. It's absolutely essential that you talk with your doctor or another qualified healthcare professional before you start taking any new supplements. Seriously, your health is your own, so make sure you're making informed choices. Now, for those of you who do want to look into these options, after you've talked to your healthcare provider, of course, we wanted to make it a little easier for you. We've put some Amazon links to examples of these kinds of supplements right there for you in the description below. We just covered a lot of ground pretty fast, but I want you to remember this isn't about getting a final diagnosis. Think of this as just the beginning of a conversation, a much deeper conversation with your own body. Figuring out your potential pattern is such a powerful first step, but the real goal here is just to become more aware. The biggest thing you can take away from this is to start listening, really listening to the signals your body is sending you all the time. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. What is your body trying to tell you today? We are so curious to hear how this little test went for you. Did you clearly fall into the yang, yin, or qi deficiency camp? Or maybe you felt like a mix of a couple? Go ahead and share your results down in the comments. Let's see what kind of constitutions we have in our community. And hey, if you found this helpful and you want more deep dives into ancient wisdom for our modern world, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Thanks so much for hanging out with us today.